Hello and welcome to my channel, Kuromos here. Today I'm bringing you the Kensai Mage. This is a combination inspired in the Kensai, a subclass of fighter available back in Baldur'sgate 2 together with an arcane caster. I tried to imitate the feeling of playing this, but I must warn you that is not very efficient. A build for truly try-hard role players. If you want to see how it works, then get comfy. A Kensai were fighters trained in an ancient school of martial fighting that refined the skills of an individual warrior in their weapon of choice. When wielding their weapon of choice, Kensei exhibited an uncanny amount of control and finesse, striking deadly accurate blows. In Baldur's Gate 2, a Kensai would not be able to wear any armor or bracers, as a trade-off for dealing maximum damage in combat. There is no such thing in Baldur's Gate 3. But we'll try to replicate the field and game style by not using light, medium or heavy armor. Also, we will stick to using finesse longswords as their weapon of choice. When planning the build, I was hesitating between monk and fighter as the starting class. For this video, we will focus in the fighter and sorcerer combination. Also, we need to be able to survive as a fighter while not wearing any armor. To achieve this, we will start with a single level in sorcerer. By choosing the draconic bloodline, we start with decent health and a free mage armor at all times. This combined with the shield spell plus high dexterity and constitution should aid us to stay alive. Then we will proceed with 6 levels into the battle master fighter, since it provides the most damage while attacking thanks to maneuvers. Then we continue as a sorcerer and we finish the build as a fighter 7, sorcerer 5. Another combination that could resemble a Kensai would be a warlock 5 plus wizard or sorcerer levels after that. After you see the build, let me know in the comments what are your thoughts, or if you have an idea of how to make a build that resembles a Kensai better. Kindly read the description of this video to understand my thought process and some considerations for these guides. Also, click the button down below to support my content. Without delay, let's begin. At level 1 we start as a sorcerer. We select our cantrips and our spells. We try to get shield and magic missile, very useful early on. Draconic resilience will give us a base armor of 13 plus our dexterity modifier. For our dragon ancestor we go for cold, or we can go as well for burning hands if we want the fire theme. Finally, for our ability points we are going to focus mostly on dexterity, as it will be the ability that we will utilize for attacking in melee, high constitution and a little bit of charisma. At level 2 we will become a fighter. We get access to second wind and we will use great weapon fighting. This will allow us to use a versatile weapon as a two-handed weapon if we don't wear any other weapon in the offhand slot. We progress as a fighter, and at level 3 we choose battle master to get access to maneuvers. I chose riposte here, but keep in mind it will compete with your shield reaction. The other two, you can go for fainting attack, menacing attack, trip attack, disarming attack, or even rally if you want to support your allies. All are excellent choices. At character level 5 we get access to our first feat, and we will go for ability improvement, dexterity. This will improve our armor class, attack rolls and attack damage with our finesse weapon. We get the extra attack, and on our next level we go fighter for the second feat. I choose ability improvement dexterity, but later we will take great weapon master, so if you want to take it here, please go ahead, it is also a choice. I was also considering defensive duelist, but that will be too many reactions. On our next level we go back to sorcerer, so we will learn an extra spell and we get access to meta magic. So we can go with extended spell and twinned spell. At this point we get access to level 2 spells, so blur is our preferred choice here, since we will be in melee most of the time. And our choice for meta magic will be quickened spell to make a better use of our bonus action. On our next level we get access to another level 2 spell. There are many choices here that we can take, but keep in mind we do not have a lot of charisma, so our rolls will not be fantastic. so it's better to go for utility like Misty Step, for example. Make sure to replace spells as you see fit, and then we continue and we get another feat. Our choice will be Great Weapon Master, as this works with our versatile one-handed sword. Our build is almost finished at this point. We only will get one level 3 spell. This time I will select the spell Slow. This is a strong spell, you can target up to 6 enemies, so we can give it a try this time. For the last level, I did not find the 6th level in Sorcerer so appealing, so I decided to go for another level in Fighter. We get an extra maneuver as well as an extra maneuvers dice, so we will have a total of 5 per short rest. As for the items, as you can see, we managed to get a very decent armor class, 23. We have the Finesse Longsword, but we can also equip this fantastic glaive that is obtained at the beginning of Act 3. And now with the combat, we have the Tactician Plus, let's say, because we have another 2 guys joining the party. So now the combat will take a little bit longer. But anyway, I will cut the last part so it doesn't get super long. So what are the pros of this build versus, let's say, going for an Eldritch Knight? I actually have a build like that in my channel, very strong combination, so I didn't want to do exactly the same for this Kensai showcase, let's say. What I like is that you have the maneuvers, but you sacrifice a lot of spell casting. That is the trade-off, but you will have much better melee than, for example, the Eldritch Knight, and much more options for you to take during your turn. So mostly we will use our spell casting to cast Slow or any other level 3 spell that you chose to go for, and we will maintain concentration on Blur. But since we're going to get swarmed, let's say here, by multiple enemies, I decide to keep distance. They can barely move. I think it's a little bit underrated, the Slow spell. I think it's very strong. Not a lot of people talk about it. On top of that, we have fantastic initiative thanks to our high dexterity, so we can strike first and fast before we get wrecked, let's say. And as defensive options, we have the shield, and we can riposte if we are in a 1v1 situation, for example. With this equipment, we do not have advantage on concentration saving throws, but we have proficiency in concentration since we are a sorcerer. So hopefully we can maintain the slow spell concentration long enough to defeat 1 or 2 enemies. Let's see. Just to let you know, guys, I recorded the same combat with the glaive that I showed you before in the item showcase, and literally took me half the time to make this combat, exactly the same. I think the sword falls off a little bit at this point of the game, but it's really cool to fight like that. This poor guy has wasted like, I don't know, 2-3 turns getting close. Second pikeman closing in. We get a fantastic riposte here, so the dwarf is almost out of the combat. And the crossbowman keeps poking at us, but we can manage for now. For once I decided to use an item special, because it's an area of effect, to hit both of them, but unfortunately I missed on one of them. But I still have the bonus attack from critting on the dwarf. At this point I will get ensnared by the sharpshooter, so I will miss a lot, so I'm gonna cut a big chunk of the fight. So we move it to pretty much to the end. I hope you enjoyed this Kensai showcase. I think it was fun to make the build, to make this come together. It is always interesting to try to come with new ideas or different ways to play. And as usual, Thank you very much for watching and see you in the next one. Adios. And since I smell blood, I decide to go with evasive footwork, so the enemies have disadvantage attacking me on this turn.